So good evening, Malaysia. Welcome to the Gratitude webinar today. And it is good to see all of you tonight. Now, we are happy that you find time to come and learn about our topic today. I am Lim Ren En. I am the CEO of Gratitude Live and Takafu. We are a authorized representative of AIA Malaysia Berhad and AIA Public Takafu Berhad. So I am the host for tonight. So tonight's topic is recognizing and managing common pandemic-related mental health issues. Do you know that there are over 2.4 million Malaysians suffers from mental health problem, and the numbers are increasing by almost 200% from 1996 until 2015. This is a survey done by the Ministry of Health in 2015. Now, with the current COVID-19 pandemic and the never-ending lockdown, right, we are facing, and we believe that these numbers has dramatically increased during the last 18 months. And I'm for sure some of our guests and our participants and our participants out here who are watching and also are participating in our webinar today understand this. You have heard somebody, your friends or your friend's friends or your co-worker, your colleague, somebody who has suffered from mental health illness during this lockdown period. So today we have the privilege to invite our special guest today, Dr. Albert Lee, a resident psychiatrist from Hospital Sultan Aminah and Hospital Permai. He also practiced in Regency Specialist Hospital in Johor, Bahru. And also, Dr. Albert is also a fellow, right? He is also a fellow and is working on his fellowship in child and adolescent psychiatry. Today we will converse in English majoritarily, but we will also try to put in some Chinese, even some Malay and Iban, right, Dr. Albert? So let's welcome Dr. Albert to our show today, to our webinar. Let's give him a big clap.
Hello.
Welcome, Dr. Albert, to Gratitude Live and Takafu webinar. And then it is amazing, to have you with us today, right? How are you doing tonight? Have you had your dinner already?
Yeah, I had my dinner. Thank you very much for inviting as well. Yeah.
Dr. Albert is a long-time friend. Dr. Albert, I've known each other for what, 25 years? More than 25 years. At that time, both of us has more hair. Now we have less hair.
Yeah.
But it is amazing to see you progress so well and being one of the very prominent young psychiatrists coming up, And Dr. Albert is serving in the Regency Specialist Hospital in JB. If you need to see him, you can always, if someone that you know need to see Dr. Albert, please go and see him at Regency Specialist Hospital, all right? So, Dr. Albert, can you tell us a little bit about the background of mental health issues in Malaysia?
Yeah, okay. I think mental health has been there. It's just the awareness of the mental health condition is lacking. Yeah, because I think for various reasons, including of stigma, including of feeling guilty. Okay, if let's say we talk about the common mental health condition, we are talking about anxiety disorder, we are talking about depression, right? So if let's say you ask Dr. Albert, are you only seeing those with the mental health like very severe, those with talking to self, half naked, walking by roadside? Those are we call it psychosis. Yes. I mean, a lot of people asking, Dr. Albert, you only see those kind of patients? I said no. Yeah, because actually we see a variety of patients. Like for example, from very young, those with learning problems, those with autism, right? And to the elder, we have those children who refuse to go to school with anxiety, with phobia, and then in adolescent and in young adult, we are talking about those with performance anxiety. We're talking about those with anxiety and depression as well. Even at the young old age, we are dealing with clients with losing their memory, those dementia. So actually, mental health sort of like include a lot of other conditions besides the psychosis. Yeah. So all the while, no priority was put on mental health. even in Malaysia or internationally. So I think it's very good that more and more people are aware about mental health condition. We're talking about those common one, right? For example, I'm quite sure you heard about someone with specific phobia. For example, they have been afraid of height. They have been not able to take the aeroplane like Dennis Beckham, right? I mean, he can. He's a footballer, so he can't take aeroplane. So those are specific phobia. Yeah. So actually, a lot of among our friends, even some, I think you know someone with OCD. OCD, we call it obsessive compulsive disorder, right? So they are very particular
Yes.
on cleanliness and orderliness and so on. So I think, yeah, this has been has been there. It's just the awareness now, and more people aware, especially lately after the pandemic. More and more people are aware about their mental health condition, right? Because this is a pandemic, it's a sudden change. No one expected. Yeah, everyone is talking about 2020, Wawasan 2020. No one will be able to imagine that our 2020, most of the time we are staying back at home. Yeah, we can't do a lot of things, not even go out and cut my hair. Although I don't have much hair, yeah, but yeah, I mean, no one is expecting that. Yeah, even to visit our close friends, even to shake a hand, even to play games together. Yeah, so yeah, that has been going on. Yeah, but I think it's good that friends like you invite us to share at least what is mental health, and also how we can take good care of our own one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is quite amazing that today we have over 70 people right now. I think Malaysians are particularly late, and I have a bad habit of starting the webinar very early and very on time. I think it is just a respect for people who came in earlier, all right? So, but it's okay if you have people who wants to, you like to share this webinar to them, send them the link, and see whether we can actually register them in during the show. And I promise you, the webinar goes on for 1 hour, all right? So there's a few questions I'd like to ask you, Dr. Albert. Now, among all the psychiatry problem, as you're saying, psychosis, bipolar syndrome and all that, I think the most common one, my personal opinion that I see, I think the most common one is depression, right? In
Yeah, I
Malaysia.
would say, yeah. I mean, depression is, yeah, one of the commonest. Yeah.
And what are the early signs of depression, Dr. Albert?
Yeah, actually, I would like to maybe just share a little bit about this depression, right? So first of all, depression is very common, right? If let's say we talk about the latest statistic from WHO, our World Health Organization, right? Actually, as many as 264 million people are suffering from depression. So what is the number 264? Means if let's say we put all these patients with depression, put it together and form a country, we can form actually 7 Malaysia, right? So out there, there's so many people are suffering from this depression. And in Malaysia statistic, we have this every 5 years. We have this national health registry kind of survey. So in 2007, the latest one is 2019. So that was even before pandemic. It shows about 500,000 of Malaysians is having depression. Those are registered with the government clinic and so on. So actually it's quite a lot. Those are only adult, right? And if let's say we talk about children and adolescent, yeah, maybe people will ask me, why children and adolescent will have depression? They are so free and easy. They have no stress. However, in the statistic, they had shown that 1 in 5 children and adolescents are having depressed, right? So those are the statistics shown. Yeah, those are even 2017 before pandemic kind of statistic. So actually, yeah, this is Malaysia. Yeah. So yeah, so actually a lot and very common. And if you were to ask me, most important thing is we have to know feeling sad and depressed and depression is different, right? Feeling sad, like for example, yeah, I'm being scolded by my boss, or I didn't able to wake up on time for my football match, then I feel sad. Yeah, because that is just an emotion, right? That is just an emotion. However, if let's say you talk about depression is actually different than just feeling sad. The sad must be severe, must be persistent. Means you have been having that feeling for most of the day, for persistent more than 2 weeks. So meaning you have to feeling sad, feeling lousy and so on for 2 weeks duration. And you have lost your interest, meaning if let's say I used to like play badminton, I like to go out, hang out with friends, and then now I no longer feeling going out, and I no longer feeling of playing badminton because I lost my interest. Yeah, that is part of the depression. So loss of interest can be the early sign of depression. And also sleep problem. Sleep has been disturbed, either it's very difficult in falling asleep, very difficult in maintaining your sleep, or wake up very early. Those are, we call it the biological symptom of depression. So you have been not eating so well, you have been not sleeping so well, losing appetite, and you can't concentrate, you are feeling lousy of yourself, you guilt about what happened to you or your family members, and also you feel there is no hope for future. You feel no hope, you feel helpless, and most important thing is some people will have severe depression, they will have suicidal thought. Yeah, you know, in the rise, and then lately a lot of very negative symptoms, negative news about someone died by suicide. Yeah, those are the things that we are very concerned. Yeah, because depression is not a sign of weakness. Remember, depression is not a sign of weakness. A lot of people say, yeah, I feeling depressed. A little bit thing I feel depressed. I might be very weak. Then I might be something that, I'm not good enough. So actually it's not. It's just because the chemical in the brain has been lacking. Yeah, so we talk about serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. Those chemical has been lacking in the body, in the brain. Just like a sport car now no longer having the brakes, no longer having the minyak pelinci. Yeah, so those are the signs that are causing someone to be not able to perform and having the depression. Yeah, so those are the idea as someone having that. So any biological symptom would be the early sign of depression. Yeah.
All right. So basically, the main causes of depression is actually biological. It is actually a biological problem. It is actually not a mental. It is not a thought problem, right? It is not a behavioral problem. It is a biological problem.
Yeah, if let's say we talk about the cause, actually we can divide into two. We call it the external and the internal cause. So if let's say we talk about the external cause, we are talking about something had happened to us, causing us to be having this chemical imbalance, subsequently present as depression. Just like if let's say for easier to understand, someone with insulin problem causing diabetes, right? So the factor causing the diabetes is because of the insulin, right? Lacking of insulin. And then the lacking of insulin, there is a lot of factors. So for example, my family members having, both my parents are diabetes, then most likely I'm having the gene of having insufficient of insulin causing the diabetes, right? So if let's say external factor, we are talking about the diet and so on and so forth. So for depression also same thing. Depression, we are talking about the internal factor. Internal factor, we're talking about if let's say I have family members with depression, right? If let's say I have someone in the family having depression, and then the likelihood that I have depression because of the chemical imbalance will be much higher, right? Okay, so those are the internal factor, including of internal factor. For example, we talk about childhood bad experiences. Let's say someone has been bullied or has been physically abused or sexually abused in the past during childhood, or they are from very, very poor family members. They don't have the access to all the necessity. Those are the vulnerable group that later on they might develop into depression, right? So those are the internal factor. If let's say we talk about the external internal factor, including a certain personality, those certain personality, they might be looking things a bit more dull and also negative. That also predispose them to have depression later on. And as for external factor, we are talking about life events. Renan, you know, if let's say we talk about life events, one of the highest life events, meaning life events is something happened in our life that causing us to be stressed. Okay, getting married is something that is huge, right?
Getting married is the main cause of depression.
No. I'm talking about life events. Life events, yeah. So one of the thing is losing our partner, right?
Losing
if let's say
our
we
partners.
talk, yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah. So losing our partners either because of the age or illness, or even losing our partner in the sense that divorce, right? So those are the risk factor, or we call it the life events, big life events that actually can cause chemical imbalance and causing the depression symptoms. So those we call the external factor. Now pandemic, a lot of things has changed, including our financial, including our family members who fall sick, family members who lost their life because of the COVID. And those are the life events. For us, this is something huge. And then we don't expect someone can say, yeah, never mind, COVID, yeah, die lah, cannot, right? I mean, we can't. We can't.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot imagine how much they have to go through if, let's say, they have someone in their family members have been fall sick because of COVID-19, right?
Correct.
So that is why we are expecting a lot of people might need help, but they don't know they need help. So hopefully through this type of webinar, they can, whoever had heard and also have any family members who might need help, it's okay to be not okay. Just come forward and then speak to one of us. Not necessarily us. You can just speak to your family members. You can speak to your family doctors who might able to help you out. Yeah, if let's say they think it's severe enough, need medication, they will eventually ask you to see one of us. Yeah, so don't worry, because this is not something that we can take it easy. Losing someone is something that it has been known that is a very high risk factor because of we have been staying with them. No matter how good, how bad our relationship, if I lost my partner, definitely I'm going to be affected, right? So those are the external factor, including of financial. We're talking about physical illness. Those are the things that finance. I'm quite sure a lot of people being affected because of the COVID. So those are the internal and external factors that might contribute to the chemical imbalance and also presented as depression.
So let us just pull up a poll question. We want to be interactive with the audience today, right? So the poll question, right? Mr. Ho, please send out the poll question to our participant. The first question is, now, let's look at this. The first one, all right, let's look at question number 3, right? The poll question is, just help us to answer this. Do you know that, does your current medical card covers mental health issues or not? If you have a medical insurance, ask yourself, does it? Number 2, does your current medical insurance cover mental health issues in private hospital? Let's look at the third question. The third question asks this: do you know anyone around you that need mental health services? Means anyone who suffer from depression, bipolar, and all that. I can tell you, Albert, I have quite a lot of family members actually has depression, including my mother, right? I even have a family member who has bipolar problem. Not my direct, one of my cousins. Now, question number 4 is, would you seek help if you have depression? So I'd like you to actually take participation into our webinar today and answer this question, and we'll give you a general view on how many people, have this problem. Would they go for medical help or not if they have depression? Okay, so take some time. Like me, I'll take some time to do this. Okay, yes, I have my medical coverage covers mental health. Do you know anyone who has mental health service? Yes. Would you seek help or not? Yes. For me, it's all yes. So please submit and let us see, and we'll give you the post result later on. Okay. So Dr. Albert, can I just continue to ask you a question?
Yep.
Right. Now, for all the attendees outside, for all the participants out there, right, in the webinar, if you have a question, don't be shy. Ask in the chat box, all right? Just drop a question in the chat box, or you can drop it in our Q&A, or there's quite a lot of Q&A, 7 Q&A, right? We will take your question right at the second half of the show, okay? Second half of the webinar, we will take your question, and Dr. Albert will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Oh, there are 9 or 10 questions, Doctor. Okay, good. Very, very active. We would love to spend more time with you. Don't worry. Although we say it's 1 hour, but we're going to try to answer all your questions before we end, okay? Right. So let me ask you another question, Doctor. Why is that people are afraid to talk about depression? I have friends who has depression and all that, and they still refuse to go and see a doctor. You have to really put effort in convincing them. Why is that? Why people are worried to see a psychiatrist?
Yeah, I think that is very good question. Yeah, if let's say I were to ask you, do you want to come and see me, a psychiatrist? Yeah, a lot of people will say no. Yeah, why? Why you don't want to see me? Because they say, yeah, go and see the doctor. 嗰個黐線啊，睇黐線啊 Then they said, must be I having cheese, having some crazy or some illness, right? So that's why the stigma is there. Yeah, I mean, we cannot deny that the stigma is there. The stigma is the one causing a lot of problems in the sense that, people might not want to come forward for help. Second is they might not know. They might not know actually this is an illness. They thought it's a weakness, it's a sign of weakness, right? So if I go and see doctor, I have depression means I'm very weak. I'm very weak, and then I am not good. So my as well, I don't perform anymore, right? So those are the things that sometimes will prevent them from this talking to the family members. And also a lot of time, have you heard about those maybe proverb or description about those people? They like to find fault, even a very, like for example, they are trying to find the bones inside the eggs, right? In the Chinese say, 鸡蛋里挑骨头. Yes, yes. Actually, a lot of these depressed patient or clients, they have this type of thinking. Not because of what, it's just because of the chemical imbalance. And then they will be 钻牛角尖, right? So they will be just looking at the very small matter and then they amplify it as a very huge. And sometimes they will look themselves a bit different in the sense that if I go and talk to my family members, first I'm going to transfer, I become a burden to my family members, right? So if I talk to my family members, then I become a burden. I will never want myself to be a burden to my family members, right? Second is, I don't know when I tell them, either they can understand or not. Yeah, they might be thinking that, you just think a lot. I mean, it's not like that. So they can't really understand me when I try to talk to them. Yep. So this is what we call.
太多.
Yep.
你想太多.
Yeah. So this is not this is not just 想太多. This is because the chemical has been imbalanced, right? So that is why sometimes they will present that way. So a lot of reason for them not able to come forward, including, sorry to say, but including people judgmental. Yeah, people will say, okay, this one got depression. If let's say he recovered from depression, he want to find a new job, people know about his history of seeing doctor and so on, they might not want to see him, right? Yeah, and also including of, if let's say, I mean, if let's say they would like to buy an insurance company also will be they will be having a lot of questions, make sure that he's stable and so on before they are willing to sell him the premium. So those are the things that is the obstacle. We are not saying who right or wrong, but this is what we are facing now. Yeah, so we are facing a lot of people unable to come forward to seek help is because of this. Yeah. So we try to make people understand that you need help because the end point we are worried is, first, it wouldn't get better by itself. Yeah, they wouldn't just get better later on. No, because we know this is very scientific and it has been proven that the chemical has been imbalanced, so you need something to help you out. And then the end point that we are worried is die by suicide, right? Yeah, so those are things that we are concerned.
So what kind of treatment do you suggest for depression? I mean, can you give us some clues? Can we medicate ourselves or not without going to see a doctor? Can it be done to overcome depression? So what are the treatments do you suggest?
Yeah. So actually, maybe I just share with you, because depression actually has 3 levels. We call it the mild and mild, moderate, and severe. So if let's say we talk about mild means your symptom is not severe, right? So basically, you might not need medication, right? So you might need some structured way of counseling or therapy. Then you go, you are getting better, right? However, if let's say we talk about more severe, like moderate and severe, you need professional help. Most likely you need medication to help you out, right? So if let's say let's say out there your friends or your family members are having stress up and having depression, maybe in a very beginning state. So if let's say they are very beginning and then you want to help them, make sure that they have proper rest, they have eat well, sleep well, rest well. That's very important. Imagine you are a sport car, you are Ferrari. However, if let's say if you are going for a race, you want to make sure everything is in tip-top condition, right? So you are making sure your petrol is 97, road 97, and then you want to make sure your brakes is the best, your tire is the best condition. So same as us, if let's say we are the sport car, so now we are going to face the depression or the stress, we need to make sure we are optimal. So we are optimal in the sense that 衣食住行 must be fulfilled. So we must make sure that we eat well, sleep well, and also rest well. Yeah, so that's very important.
So fantastic. Basically, you have to overcome depression by seeing a psychiatrist. Basically, seeking help. It is important.
Maybe not psychiatrist. Yeah, if let's say you are a bit reluctant, but you see your family doctor. Yeah, the one that you are familiar, knowing you inside out. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, they will know what to do. They will know what to do. Yeah.
So, how about other mental illness, Dr. Albert? What are the most common one among Malaysia? What are the most common mental illnesses in Malaysia besides depression?
Yeah, actually, if let's say we put into category, like if let's say we talk about on in general, young adulthood, we are talking about anxiety disorder. We are talking about depression, and also the next one that we were talking about is addiction, right? So if let's say we talk about anxiety, I think everyone know about anxious. Yeah, having here talking to my friend is a CEO. Also, I feel anxious, right? That is normal because that is just an emotion, feeling anxious. However, if let's say the anxious is too much or too long or not logical, then it becomes a problem, right? For example, have you heard about
attack and anxiety attack? Is
yes,
panic attack and anxiety?
Yes, panic attack is a form of anxiety. Yes. So panic attack is very common. If let's say you were to ask most of your friends, maybe a number of them had panic attack in the past. However, they might not be having a disorder. They might not having a panic disorder. Because to say disorder, meaning the panic attack has caused you not able to do certain things that you used to do. For example, I used to go out alone buying things in the shopping mall. However, because of the panic attack, I'm so worried about the panic attack, I'm no longer able to go to the shopping mall by myself. Then become a disorder. Disorder is when your function is being affected by that particular thing, right? So panic attack is common. Disorder. We have a lot of other anxiety disorder. Yeah, including phobia. Yeah, I think you know about phobia. Yeah, phobia, for example, someone phobia about snake, someone phobia about dog. Yeah, someone phobia certain thing, right? Height, catastrophic. So those are very common.
Doctor,
yeah. So
phobia about your wife
is something that is common.
Phobia about your wife, is it?
Yeah, that is possible also lah. Yeah. So maybe have to see us
lah. In Malaysia, we have to work it out. About their wife. We have to work it
out. Yeah. I think it's good that we can phobia, right? We can sit down and talk about it lah.
I don't have that. I don't have that issue because my wife is just sitting in front of me. So I better. She's just sitting there. You know my wife, Dr. Noreen.
Yeah.
She's just smiling at me now.
Noreen. Yeah.
She said, don't say silly things in front of the camera. So now, okay, Doctor, a lot of us only know Tanjung Rambutan as the mental institution. Now, besides, what is the difference between a mental institution and seeking treatment with a psychiatrist? A lot of people thought going to see a psychiatrist is like going to Tanjung Rambutan, you know. So tell us, how many mental institutions are there and what is the difference between a hospital and a mental institution?
Okay, actually, mental institution, as the name implies, institute. So meaning this is the place that we call it the major one, because we are talking about a lot of in our general population, we have a lot of clients that are having psychiatric condition like anxiety and depression, right? However, remember I talked about the psychosis. So when someone is having psychosis and they sort of like involved in the criminal. So if let's say they have been proven that they are unsound mind, so meaning when I do the criminal, when the act, let's say for example, I beat you up. I beat you up not because I wanted to do so, but I have psychosis, meaning I heard someone, my imaginary voice is telling me to beat you up. So if let's say they have proven that when I beat you up is because of the psychosis, so actually I'm actually at a state of unsound mind. So unsound mind meaning I am not being judged because of a normal condition. So I need to be because of my mental health condition, I need to be treated in the mental institute. So that's why I will be put in the mental institute. So the whole Malaysia we have four. We have four: Sabah one, Sarawak one, one in Ipoh and one in Johor. So in Johor used to be called Tampoi, just because the place is Tampoi. So they call it the hospital Tampoi. So, but we have changed it into hospital Permai. So it sounds better, right? Yeah. Because otherwise it's a stigma for the people who stays in Tampoi. Yeah. Tampoi, so right. I'm from Tampoi. Oh, okay. You are from the mental institute, right? So that happens to the Tanjung Rambutan, because Tanjung Rambutan, the area is called Tanjung Rambutan. However, the hospital is called Hospital Bahagia, right? Bahagia. So whoever go there is feel very bahagia, right? Yeah. So then another one is in Sarawak. So in Kuching is Hospital Sentosa, and another one in Sabah is called Hospital Mesra or Bukit Padang. Yeah. So what is the difference between mental institute and also psychiatry services? Actually, in Malaysia, almost all government hospital will have psychiatry services.
Okay.
Either a residence. Residence means So residence means permanent there, or visiting. Like for example, we have psychiatrists in, let's say, KL. Most of the hospital we have psychiatrists, right? However, let's say a bit outskirt, maybe where Kuala Selangor. Let's say, Kuala Selangor, we might not have specialist residents there, but we have psychiatrists who visit to the hospital regularly. So actually, if let's say anyone out there, no matter where you are, if you think you need to see a psychiatrist, just get yourself referred to the nearest hospital, then we will work it out. So that is for psychiatry settings.
Right, great. So doctor, we have a lot of Q&A listed down. There's more than 15 questions for you. So we're going to come back and do that in the second part of the webinar. So now, for now, let me, Vincent, would you like to spotlight me again? So for now, we will actually share with you some of the things that we do as an agency, as Gratitude, a life insurance agency. What kind of service do we provide? So it's a short 5-minute sharing with you. What actually do we do? Now, I just want to share screen. So this is, let me show video panel. Yes. So this is Gratitude. We are an authorized representative of AIA Berhad. And if you are invited by a JB agency, we have JB Lifa, or if your friend invited you to this webinar, it is a joint event with JB Lifa agency and as well with JB Smart Frisia. All right. So they are JB Smart Frisia consultancy. They are also a part of this group of getting people here into this webinar. So if you do have an inquiry about an insurance policy, or if you have an inquiry about mental health issues, whether your policy can support a mental health a consultation cost or not, you can always go back and ask the person, the agent, the life planner who refer you to the webinar. He is more than happy to help you, okay? So now let us just go through this a little bit, right? Now, do you know that AIA now offer insurance benefit for mental health? This is published at 2019 by Ringgit Plus, all right? We now do offer mental health services in our medical insurance for our medical card holders, okay? If you do not have a medical card with AIA, it is now the exact time to get one, because it is one of the best, if not the best, medical insurance that you can get, okay? So let me just share with you, what do we cover? AIA Medical Mental Health Benefits, what do we cover? We cover basically 6 types of mental health issues. we cover major depression. In Chinese, we say 严重忧郁症. Just now, as what Dr. Albert says, 严重忧郁症, which is mental depression. Number 2, we cover obsessive compulsive disorder, 强迫症. This kind of people is the one that must make their pencil very straight on the desk, must dress nicely, cannot have one dot of ketchup on his shirt. If you cannot tahan, you have to throw the shirt away. That kind of people. 强迫症, obsessive compulsive. The other one is schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is 精神分裂症, right? In Chinese, schizophrenic people. I let Dr. Albert do the definition later, because last time I do sell medicine. I do sell schizophrenic drugs before, right? So the other one is bipolar disorder. It's called 是叫做躁郁症. Sorry, 躁郁症, correct. Bipolar disorder, the person has 2 characters. I let Dr. Albert explain that. And Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is another disorder. Dr. Albert, you want to try to explain that later. And postpartum depression, 产后忧郁症. 产后忧郁症, which is after you deliver a baby, some woman goes into deep depression and kill themselves. Or they become a major problem, prolonged issue. Now, for all this, right, AIA does cover consultation costs and psychiatrist consultation costs for these issues on your medical insurance. So if you do not have an AIA medical card, or if you're interested to get one and consult, please get to the guy, the life planner who actually refer you to this webinar, and he is more than happy to help you sort this out, right? Now, I just want to show you the other thing. Another thing that why you should get an AIA medical insurance is that because we are the only policy company that covers COVID-19 in Malaysia. Nobody else does that. We have double confirm and triple confirm already. So let me just show you one short video why AIA covers COVID-19, okay?
Currently, in Malaysia, only AIA had included COVID-19 treatment and hospitalization benefits in their medical coverage.
Good morning, Malaysia. We are the Insurance Guys. Like us on our YouTube channel, Gratitude Life and Takaful Insurance, and also on our Facebook page, Gratitude Life and Takaful Insurance. If you need a quotation or have a question about your medical insurance, call Alif or Moses anytime. They are more than happy to serve your needs. We believe many of you have watched our video last week regarding the coverage of treatment for COVID-19 at private hospital with AIA. And maybe some of you have doubts regarding the news.
Betul ke? Serious lah weh. AIA cover? Bro, 不要玩. Where is the official statement by AIA? Show us.
Here are the proof. On 27th of January, Perwakim, or known as Persatuan Wakil-Wakil Insurance Am Malaysia, had come out with a press statement reporting on Sin Chew Daily to clarify on this matter.
According to Perwakim President Ms. Lau Yok Ping, under the insurance contract there is an exclusion clause which stated if in any country, region or any global organization announce that certain disease is a pandemic, then insurance will not cover on any medical costs. She pointed that according to the understanding, insurance in many countries currently does not cover on COVID-19 treatment as it is a standard exclusion clause in the insurance contract. She added, currently in Malaysia, only AIA had included COVID-19 treatment and hospitalization benefits in their medical coverage.
唔係我講嘅。
Ya wo, newspaper report some more. Confirm legit. One ah ni weh. However, she added, at the current moment, our government and other insurance organisation and governing body in Malaysia already studied on the compensation benefit for COVID-19 patients. But until today, there is still no conclusion on this matter.
By the way, there are few important notes that needed to be taken by everyone. Although AIA have made official announcement to cover COVID-19 treatment in private hospital, 1. All COVID-19 treatment in private hospital will be paid and claimed and subjected to reasonable and customary charges. Secondly, 30 days of waiting period still in force for all the new policy holders when it comes to any treatment and hospitalization in private hospitals.
Well, that's all of our sharing today. And yes, as confirmed by Sinju and Pewakim President, AIA is the only company that covers COVID-19 treatment in private hospital. Now, they say one okay. We report only, huh? So for more information, call us. Don't be shy. We are more than happy to help you. Call Alif, or you can call Moses anytime. They are more than happy to serve your needs. Remember to subscribe us on YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. Gratitude Life and Takaful Insurance. Thanks for watching and see you next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that's it. AIA covers COVID-19. So what do we cover? There are 4 things. We cover all private medical bills. We cover from category 3 to category 5. There are 5 categories for COVID. First and second, you quarantine at home. All right? Nobody will accept you. No hospital will accept you. 1 and 2, you quarantine at home. But 3, 4, 5, we cover full medical costs. And the new medical card holders, there's only a 30 days waiting period, and that's it. And one good news for you, for July, if you buy a medical insurance this month, your agent, your life planner that refers you in can actually arrange you to get a 3,000 ringgit COVID diagnosis cover. What does it mean? As long as you're diagnosed with COVID, right, AIA will pay you cash, 3,000 ringgit upfront. A lot of clients ask me, what is this for? I say, for you to buy food when you quarantine at home, right? Buy Grab food or buy Panda food. Food Panda. So that is my sharing. I will come back to Dr. Albert. Dr. Albert, are you still there, Dr. Albert?
Yep, I'm here.
Yes, fantastic, Dr. Albert. Okay, good to see you back here. Now, Dr. Albert, now it goes back to Q&A for all our people, right? For all our guests. And there is like 15 questions for you. Okay, so let us start from number 1. I will screen through some of the questions because some of the questions I already asked during the session, right? Now, anonymous attendee asks, can I ask, is it expensive to consult a psychiatrist or consult you? Is it expensive to consult you? How do you answer that? What is your normal charges, doctor, for a private consultation?
Yeah, actually, there is no right or wrong in terms of this question. But I think for me, is most important thing is seeking help. Yeah. I mean, if let's say we're not talking about me lah, but if let's say you need a consultation, if you need it urgently, if you think the government, like for example, if let's say I'm from Kuala Selangor, I might not be able to see the psychiatrist very fast, right? I might need to wait 1 month or so when the psychiatrist come and visit the next visit to the hospital. So I might not be able to wait for 1 month. So during this tough time, if let's say you think you need help, I would suggest you to try to get help. Yep. Either you might need to travel a bit, like to Kuala Lumpur, and then if let's say you are okay, if let's say some of the hospital like hospital University Malaya or UKM, they actually allow you to walk in and ask them either they can see you or not. So you can being seen within very short period of time. Yeah, if let's say you are okay to see a private psychiatrist, by all means, because I think most important thing is to get yourself the diagnosis. Like for example, if let's say you come and see me, most important thing for me is to identify what is the main problem and then what is the what do you need the most now, right? So if let's say you need, let's say for example, you have just lost someone, okay, so you need someone to talk to, then you might not need me that much, but you might need a counselor, you might need a clinical psychologist. Then for me is to identify what you need the most now. Then I will channel you to the necessity. In terms of medication, yes, you might need medication. I will make sure that you get the medication. And if let's say the medication is suitable for you, I don't mind if they say you want to follow up in a private, in a government hospital. Yeah, because like for example, we just need you to stabilize as soon as possible rather than waited for too long. So I mean, consultation is very individual. If let's say, I can't really tell you as well. Yeah, I can't really tell you because my way of doing and different will be different than the others. Yeah, so but as general rules, I think we will be same as other discipline. Yeah, if let's say you are expecting, if let's say you go and see a cardiologist, you are expecting a consultation of let's say 60 ringgit or 100 ringgit, we have no difference. Yeah,
Okay.
so we have no difference. Yeah.
So the second question is very interesting. They asked with the pandemic high and ongoing, right? And you're based in JB, would it be still possible to consult you via online or Zoom without any physical meetings?
Yeah, actually, we have been discussed about this. Yeah, but for me, I will prefer to see in person, at least for the first time, because the first time I need to check your blood pressure, the pulse. I might need to take some blood, and I might need to talk to you in person, looking at you, the eye contact, and also the feeling. Normally, yeah. So one thing about psychiatry is we normally use this term called gut feeling. So you must have a big gut like mine, then you can have the feel. So sometimes I call it the gut feeling. So when I have face to face with you, I can actually feel your tense. I can feel how your expression, emotion expression, and this can be limited from online because of the stability of the internet and also the platform that we are using. So normally I wouldn't recommend as first consultation. But if let's say a subsequent consultation, if let's say someone prefer to be using online platform, then maybe we are able to do so. Yeah, if let's
All
say a
right.
lot of therapy, I know a lot of therapy they can do it that way. Yeah.
So if you want to see Dr. Albert, you know where to see him. You can see him at Regency Specialist Hospital in JB. If all the friends and the agency force life planners from JB, if you have a client that needs mental health, what do you call this, consultation from a psychiatrist, please send them to Dr. Albert, right? Dr. Albert, you're there on what day? Regency Specialist.
I'm there on Friday. Yeah, I'm there on Friday.
Dr. Albert is there on Friday. Every Friday he is there. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, Dr. Albert? Another question is how to be mentally strong when a person is alone.
Yeah. Remember, a lot of people are talking about social distancing when we first know about the pandemic.
Correct.
Actually, social distancing out there internationally, a lot of psychiatrists are fighting for this term because what we want is physical distancing and not social distancing. Right? We are actually talking about the physical distance, not talking about social, because you can socialize. Now you are in KL, I'm JB, we are socializing. We are actually talking to each other, right?
I cannot touch you and hug you only.
Yeah. Even we are physically present, we can't touch you and hug you too, right? Because of the pandemic, right? So
True.
we shouldn't be using social distancing. We should be using physical distancing because we still can socialize. So when you are alone, but actually you still can socialize with your social circle, right? You still have your best friends. Just like, for example, my best friend is in Singapore. So we hardly able to meet each other, but we will make it a point that we always call each other. So that happens even before the pandemic. So for us, during pandemic, make no difference because we still keep in touch. We know how our friends are doing in Singapore and so on. So I think if let's say someone has been, you have been lonely. I think yes, lonely is something that huge, and then you should expand your circle. Yeah, start talking to friends. Contact your friends that you used to be close, but because of the time and logistic reason, you are not able to keep in touch. Now is a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, can I just add this? An insurance advisor or a life planner, insurance agent can be very good friends then. So talk to them. We can be very, very good friends, okay? We listen, we understand your problem. We are not there always to sell, but we are always there to help, all right? So the next question he asked, someone actually asked this. I'm not so sure if I need consult a psychiatrist, but I was highly advised to consult one after an incident back in 2014. The bottom line is, should I just step up and see a psychiatrist? What do you think?
Yeah, I think if let's say 2014, you are strongly suggest to see a doctor, so means that 2014 is highly impact on you in a not so good way, right? However, it can be over now. If let's say it's over now, then no need. you might not need to see us anymore. However, if let's say it's still causing some uneasiness, or some people say nightmares, or you still, when you are feeling sad and angry, you still feel a lot of frustration or a lot of anger about what had happened in 2014, then maybe, because we have this term called unconscious mind. So sometimes what happened in 2014 might still impact you, but is put under the carpet. However, when you are having a bad time, that is still come out and might haunt you in a way, then you might need to go for therapy. We call it the PTSD. I don't know what happened in 2014, but if let's say for example, I lost someone in MH370, right? So yeah, every time I see the aeroplane, I'm still angry. Yeah, till now I'm angry to the government, I'm angry to this, and angry to that. So if let's say that still cause a lot of emotion turmoil, then you need to go for a therapy. However, it doesn't matter if let's say now I don't even mind if let's say I need to take an aeroplane, then yeah, no need. Yeah.
All right. Good question. Now, the next question is very interesting. Is there a preventive medicine that we can take to prevent mental illness? Is there something like, you have a heart issue, you can go and exercise. But for mental illness like depression and all that, can we take something or medicine to actually keep our mood consistent or not?
I wouldn't say it's medicine, but if let's say you want to say medicine, be happy medicine. Be happy medicine means, yeah, so you do anything that makes yourself happy. Okay, like for example, okay, let's say I give you an example of pandemic. Okay, me, I like badminton, I like swimming, I like drinking in the coffee mama store middle of the night with my friends, right? So this is the three things that I like the most. However, during pandemic, I have out. These three all cannot be done, right? I cannot go for swimming, I cannot go for badminton, and I cannot go for mama with Renan, right? So yeah, in this case, if let's say I'm stressed out, I'm no longer able to cope because I'm lack of these three only, right? So now in this pandemic, you have to develop a new thing that you think will be helpful in releasing your stress. For example, a new hobby, playing. Yeah, I know Renan play drum, right? Guitar. So yeah, if let's say you have everything off, want to learn it as a skill that you want to enjoy, now is the best time. So do anything that you think will be helpful for you to be cheer up and also release your stress. Because working from home itself is very stressful. I don't know either you agree with me or not. Working from home is very stressful. Yes.
Totally agree.
Yeah. You have no longer having the routine 8 to 5, right? Or 9 to 5. Now, anytime your boss asks for meeting, then middle of the night also you need to go for meeting, assignment or whatever not, project. So then you need to deal with your family members. Your family members are like children. My children is online classes. It's all very stressful. Yeah, so you need to take a balance. So you need to have your me time, doing something that you feel good and you feel relaxed. Yeah, develop as many as you can. Yep.
Right. So for that person who asked that question just now, spending money also is one of the way that you can actually be happy. Go ahead and spend money.
No. That is no good advice. That is not
good advice. That's correct.
Yeah.
Don't spend too much. For the person who asked that question, you can spend on me. Okay? I'm more than happy. Now, the next question, I just want to check with you. This question is very interesting. Some people have committed suicide due to depression because of the lockdown, economically very bad. But you also have very successful people like Anthony Bourdain, or this Kurt Cobain, you know, the famous Nirvana singer who succumbed to mental illness. And so why is that? Why is that the successful people also actually succumb to this?
Yeah. So that's why depression is not because purely external factor. A lot of internal factor. A lot of comedian, including what's the name? Patch Adam. What's the guy?
Robbie Williams.
Yes, Robbie Williams. Right.
He's the happiest guy in the world.
Yeah, Kate Spade. Yeah, I mean, who do know Kate Spade, right? I mean, most of the girls will know Kate Spade. And some of the Queen, even Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, our 14, right? US president. Yeah, he has depression. Who else had depression? Even the J.K. Rowling, right? So it didn't mean that you are rich, you wouldn't get depression. It didn't mean that you are weak only you will get depression. No, because we know already very scientifically this has been proven that the lack of chemical can be a various reason, not only economy. It will never only one factor. There will be a mixture of many factors that's leading to someone end their life by suicide, right? Yeah, even yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of we know a lot, yeah, of them are dying by suicide and or depression. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. So if let's say Robbie Williams and also J.K. Rowling have depression, why not me? Why not us? Why not ordinary people?
Yep.
So it's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of weakness, and then it's just you have some condition that causing the chemical to imbalance. You need some help. That's all. That's all. And it can be treated. It can be treated.
It can be treated. Yes.
It can be treated.
You know,
yep.
Dr. Albert, I have a friend who was he's a big boss. This one is one of the most successful people I've known. This guy came from Sungai Besar, started a huge company in KL, and he is so successful. And he had depression during the pandemic, the last MCO, the last round, not this round. And he was very bad. He had heart problems and all that. Then we told him, you know, I think it's not your heart, it is something with your head. So he went and see a psychiatrist. And after that, he took medicine. And now, today, he is so happy. He said, this is the best decision I've made in my life. I got my life back. I'm very well balanced. And he is riding high now. He's very happy. He's the usual self. So, it's no shame on going and seek help, you know. He told me that this is the best decision he has ever made, seeing a psychiatrist. And get help. Basically, get help, you know. So that is one example. So the next question for you, Dr. Albert, this is a funny question. Is overweight a cause to depression?
Yeah. If let's say you ask me, I think you look at me, you know, overweight shouldn't be shouldn't be the reason of causing depression. However, if the overweight is causing you to have psychological problems. Like for example, people are teasing you, people are body shaping you, people are calling your name, calling your shape rather your name, this fatty and so on and so forth. That can cause emotional turmoil, and that can cause depression as an external factor. Yeah, so obesity itself or overweight itself shouldn't be a direct cause of depression. However, it can cause indirect causing the emotion problems. Yeah.
All right. So okay. So the next question is very interesting. Now, how can I request support from my spouse during my depression episode without making it hard for both of us? So if I have a depression, how can I help my wife? How can I get my wife to help me without making it hard for both of us? How do you answer that?
Yep. So I think first of all, if you can tell your partner in a very scientific way of how you feel and also what causing you to have the depression, people are more easier to understand, right? For example, if let's say I'm going to tell you that I have depression, people might not be understand. But you tell them that I have a condition whereby my brain have these 3 chemicals which is imbalanced, causing all these symptoms. Do you notice it that I've been not been sleeping well, I've been bothering by sleep, I've been having appetite problem? All these are because of the chemical. People are easier to understand and able to accept. So we can't deny that some of our partner might not be able to understand. If that's the case, the best way is let us do the job. Yeah, I'm quite convincing. If let's say someone bring the partner, ask me to try to tell them in a very scientific way, I'm very convincing. Yeah, because we know what we are talking about, and it will be easier to understand as well. Yeah.
Okay, so some of the questions are being asked already, so I'm not going to repeat that. So this question by attendees, Doctor, do you provide motivation or medicine? Or both?
Okay, yeah. So I think this sometimes people will be confused between counselor, psychologist, clinical psychologist, and psychiatrist. So basically, if let's say we talk about counselor, we talk about the company, big company, they have their counselor, school have their counselor. So basically, they can give some advice, right? Psychologists, they are more advanced in the sense that they know some tests, they know how to do some tests. Clinical psychologists, they will know how to do therapy. However, when it comes to medicine, we are the only one can give medicine. So basically, we can do a job of counselor, psychologist, clinical psychologist, and prescribing medicine. So if let's say someone come to me for, let's say for example, someone with addiction problem, alcohol problem, he might not need that much of medicine except besides what can help him the most is motivational interview. It's a form of therapy that we are actually increase the chances of the clients turn to say no rather than continue drinking, right? So in that sense that, we do motivational interview. So we actually motivate them to change their behavior, whatever the behavior it is, right? Including of behavior of drinking, seeking of substance, smoking. Yeah, so those are the things that we can do and clinical psychologists can do for us as well. So that's why we go hand in hand. We are a good partner, us and also clinical psychologists. Yeah, so not everyone needs medicine, but if let's say need medicine, must be come from us lah, because we are the only one that are licensed to give medicine. Not the clinical psychologist or the psychologist. Yeah.
Right. So another question. Thank you, Dr. Albert. Fantastic, fantastic explanation on the difference. So we promise all of you that we will answer all the questions. So we're going to go on, okay, finishing all these questions. There's only about 5 more to go. So now, okay, how do one actually handle stigma that comes from needing to seek medical help for depression? All right. Second question is this: will my medical records be required to be reviewed if I apply for a college or an employment? If I go and see a doctor, a psychiatrist, will my medical report be reviewed or not publicly? How do you answer that, doctor?
Okay.
Do I have to declare that?
First, it's private and confidential, right? So when someone come and see me, that is between two of us. Except, I think you have the risk to yourself or the risk to others. For example, Renan come and see me. Renan told me that, I'm so angry with, let's say, so-and-so. I'm going to kill him after leave your clinic. Then I have bound to the ethics that we have to inform. Yeah, because that is not only your safety, it's the safety of the clients as well and other clients, right? So, or you said, after go out from your clinic, I'm going to kill myself. Then I have to breach the confidentiality to your family members because, that is something that we can't keep for you this secret because it's come to a life and death kind of condition, right? Otherwise, if anything to do other things than that, no one will be able to access to your record except you give the consent. For example, you are working with someone, then the boss said, I get to know that you go and see Dr. Albert. I will call Dr. Albert. Dr. Albert, this client so-and-so come and see you. I want to know what happened to him. I can't tell him anything. I can't tell him. The most I can tell him that I'm not very sure if let's say any of your employee come and see me, can you ask them to get a report from me by themselves and then they will show you. So the clients will come to me and then we will discuss what we want to disclose to your boss, right? So the report that I prepared, you have to agree, then only we release this to your boss. So you need to give me the consent before I can release. So there's no way for me to release publicly without your consent. There's no way, no way. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Yeah.
Right. So there's this question about schizophrenia. If a person has schizophrenia, other than just taking regular medicine, how can we help him as family?
Yeah, okay. Schizophrenia is under psychosis, right? Okay, so psychosis, the main mode of treatment is still medicine. It's still medicine. Without the medicine, very difficult to use purely counseling to help them out. Because this is not only that we call it the life events and so on. It's more so or not the chemical. Remember we talk about anxiety, we talk about depression is because of lacking of certain chemical, right? So lacking of chemical, then we can use different way like eating well, sleeping well, be positive attitude and so on. You can actually help in terms of pushing up this chemical. However, in schizophrenia, or we call it psychosis, is the other way around. Certain chemical is too much in the brain. Yeah, so the only way to bring it out is by medication. And help, yes, you can help them in the sense that help in terms of seeing what is the thing that stress them up. If they say they can reduce the stress, they can actually better control in terms of their symptom. Yeah.
Right. So can deep brain stimulations help to cure mental illness or not?
Yeah, deep brain stimulation
What
is
is that?
something new.
Can you tell us what is
Yeah,
that?
basically, you will be putting a probe. Like for example, our brain, we have different areas, right? So in this deep brain stimulus, they actually can position your brain to a certain angle that you only introduce the stimulation into a very specific brain. That, let's say for example, I know I'm having depression, so this area is the one causing a lot of this problem. So they can actually very precisely go to this part of the brain, stimulus only that part. So meaning you might not need medication, but you use this as a form of treatment. Yeah, it sounds very chunky, but normally we will only use if, let's say, the medication fail. Yeah, because like for example, if not mistaken, now we only have UKM have this machine, not other hospital. Yeah,
Sounds very sci-fi.
it's more sort of it's more sort of research kind of thing. Yeah.
It sounds like a movie, right? So now from another person, he asked, what do you think of many of the popular energy healing techniques like Reiki, tapping, Theta healing, and etc. as a mean to heal your mental health problem? Can you answer that?
Yeah, not very familiar. Not very familiar.
Okay, no problem.
Not very familiar. Yeah.
Those are not very mainstream, huh? So,
yeah, but if let's say you do anything, you feel good, then you do by all means. Yeah, if let's say you self-practice certain way that you think helping you to promote mental health, your own mental health is good. Yeah, but we won't be introduced like, for example, I like to eat. I can't be saying, oh, then come join me and eat. Yeah, it might be helpful for me, but might not be helpful to you, right? So I cannot introduce to you. Yeah, because that is very personal, right? Mm.
So the next question, a lot of questions. Last three already, doctor, I promise you, okay? Wow, another last five. More questions coming in.
Yeah.
It's okay, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Now, how do a person notice that he has a tendency of having depression? How do you know that you have these early signs that you have this tendency to go into deep depression? How do you know?
Yeah, I think like I mentioned just now, most important thing is early sign normally is your biological symptom. First, feeling sad, right? We talk about the feeling sad most of the time, most of the day. And at the same time, you start losing your interest. Whatever you used to enjoy, you are no longer feeling enjoy. Like for example, I like badminton. I force myself to go for badminton, but I don't feel happy. I don't feel enjoy. Okay, so that is the early sign. Plus your biological symptom, for example, your sleep has been disturbed, your appetite has been disturbed, your concentration has been disturbed. So those are the early signs. Yeah. Those are the early signs that you might need some help. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do the last three questions. Now, can someone do a mental health checkup or not? You know, a mental health checkup, like a questionnaire or whatever. Maybe somebody just don't realize they have this problem.
Yeah. Things about questionnaire is sometimes they are very sensitive. There's a term called sensitive. Sensitive means I can pick up most of the people having depression. However, they might give me wrong. Someone might not have depression, but they have the symptoms. So they're very sensitive, but sometimes they might not be very specific, right? For example, if let's say you answer for me the anxiety questionnaire, so it might be telling you having anxiety, but I can't tell you what type of anxiety you are having, because they just pick up the anxiety symptom, but they're not able to pick up very specifically either you are OCD or you are general anxiety disorder, you are phobia or panic. They can't. Yeah. I mean, now out there a lot of this online self-questionnaire, which we find it a bit worries also, because sometimes when we do the test, agak ada, then we put in agak ada, we put in. Then sometimes it might not be really the real presentation of yourself. So it's good that if let's say you have something to refer, but if let's say you really need help, you still need to come to a professional, and then we try to assess and let you know for sure.
Right. Yeah. That's fantastic. Last question, doctor. Last question. There's a marijuana question. I don't think it says, does marijuana help cure depression? Let me answer that, doctor. Even if it does help cure depression, if you take marijuana, you get caught, you go to jail. So don't do it lah. Okay, go and see Dr. Albert. Answer that for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think this is interesting because a lot of people having depression, they actually, or maybe anxiety, they actually self-help by taking all these substance. Yeah, because they take this substance, they feel chill, they feel calm. Actually, their main problem is they're having this depression or anxiety. So a lot of time when someone with this marijuana or maybe other substance use, we will assess, especially like alcohol, right? A lot of people smokes because they feel anxious. You'll be surprised. So when they after the smoke, they find nicotine set in, they start feeling calmness. So yeah, if let's say they are going to, we are going to assess in anxiety, they might have a lot of anxiety as well. So those are the things that, yeah, you have to aware that sometimes some people doing that for a secondary reason. Yeah, it's not really curing. Numbing. Yeah.
My last question for you.
Mm.
A lot of people have probably depression or mental problem, and they, correct me if I'm wrong, they goes to alcohol. Excessive drinking, is it a mental problem?
Yeah. Excessive drinking, this type of people, normally they come to us is because they are addicted to alcohol. Okay, so addicted to alcohol, I mean, sometimes we were talking about, yeah, addicted means you want to get high, right? So you drink, you feel happy, and then you get high. So you want that effect. But when you talk to those has been drinking for many, many years, the reason for them to drink is because they are worried about the withdrawal. When the body don't have the alcohol, they start having the tremors, they can't walk straight, they feel very anxious. So towards the end of the substance, normally they are taking because they are worried about the withdrawal. So those are, they no longer wanted the high effect. They just worried about the withdrawal. So those are the people that will come to us. Or their physical health has been having a problem. For example, the liver start failing, the blood has been having problem. So then they will come to us. Yeah, initial phase, normally they won't come to us. So alcohol drinking alcohol causing the addiction, but in the first place, they drink alcohol because they have some depression, right? So for us, when we assess, if let's say there's evidence that the patient had depression, then we need to treat the depression. Without treating the depression, alcohol will not be able to stop because they have been linked to it, right? Yeah.
All right. For all those alcohol lovers, if you're drinking too much, if you're drinking a bottle a day, you must go and see Dr. Albert, okay, before you go and see a liver specialist, all right? Stop the problem.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Albert, thank you so much for coming in. You have given us so much of a advice on how to handle mental illnesses, and I think you have answered more than like 20 over questions from all our participants. Now, for all our guests and participants out there, thank you for coming. And remember, if you have any question about your medical insurance or you want to talk to your life planner, please go and refer back to the person who referred you to this webinar and talk to them. If you have an old medical insurance, if you do not have enough life insurance, talk to us as well. We are more than happy to help you, right? We are here to listen, understand, and more importantly, to help to find a solution to your financial needs, okay? So go back, talk to the agent that is here today, and we thank you so much for your participation. And again, Dr. Albert, thank you so much for coming. We have to close the session, and it has been a pleasure to speak to you, Albert. All right? So hopefully when I visit you in JB, right, in the very near future, I hope to come and visit and say hi to your wife and your children. Okay?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Keep in touch. I remember socializing. Don't distance your social life. Yeah.
Any last final advice you want to give to our audience?
Yeah, I think most important thing is this COVID pandemic is going to be a long run, like marathon, right? So we don't go all way out. We need to reserve ourselves and slowly fight with it. And most important thing is taking care of your physical health and mental health, right? But when you start feeling your mental health has been a challenge, it's okay to be not okay. So yeah, this is, no one will be able to expect pandemic to be so long. So that is why if let's say you think you need professional help, go to professional help. Yeah, either a counselor, a friends, a family members, family doctors, even a helpline. Yeah, if let's say, now we have a lot of helplines, right? Befrienders and some of the NGOs. So if you think you need help, just talk to them. And then if let's say they think you might need more than what they can offer, normally they will suggest you to go to the nearest hospital for psychiatry consultation, right?
Right.
So take good care. Yep, take good care. Yep.
So if you need to see Dr. Albert, friends from JB or KL cannot go to JB yet, but if you can go to JB, go to GAC, Dr. Albert. If you need to see Dr. Albert or one of your family members need to see Dr. Albert, go and visit him at Regency Specialist Center. It is on a Friday, he's there. So you can take a long weekend, go and see him on a Friday and have a holiday, Saturday, Sunday in JB or Singapore, right? Such a nice arrangement, Doctor. Right. Yeah. So go and see you on a Friday and have a long holiday over the weekend, all right? So thank you so much for coming. Mr. Vincent Ho, please take away. And we will close this seminar in 5 to 10 minutes. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Bye.